Okay, so, Jesus, what the fuck? Glass in my foot. I broke a mirror today, so that should be some good luck. Alright, preparing for bed. Not going to record this in the dark like I have the last few days. Sorry about that. Ill prepared. Priority of success was sorting. I'm going to give that a 90. Today we learned... What did we learn from that interaction with that guy? That laughing is still an escalation. One thing we did well was self-motivation. That's what we did well today. One thing we could have done better, I could have de-escalated that situation better. What do I appreciate? I appreciate my effort. I appreciate electricity. And I appreciate technology. When I wake up, I want to feel motivated. Motivated was good. When I wake up, I want to feel motivated. First things I'm going to do when I wake up. Well, again, I'm going to put down, just get up. Wake up, get up. And I think that's been good. Meditation in the morning, and then exercise, and then journal. Nice. And that's it. Now I turn all these bright lights off, get the bedroom into sleep mode. I make sure I don't go to bed. I don't even sit on the bed until my heart rate is decreased. Maybe just some slight meditation, not even for any length of time, just some focus on my breathing before putting myself into bed. Read until I just start to feel my eyes get tired, then that's it. Book down, lights off, and first attempt. So here's something that I do. Even though I just did all that prepping for bed, now I'm just gonna make it all nice. I go to plug in my camera and the cable is not there. And what have I done? When I was sorting everything out, and because I continued, even though I was fatigued, even though I said that was a sign I should stop, did I stop? No, I continued. And I threw out this fucking cable. So now I've been digging into the goddamn rubbish bin of the whole building, and fuck, I can't find it. It's not there. It's the cable. Oh God. All that prep work, all that shit for nothing. And that is what I do to myself all the time. But I can't let it get in the way of setting a routine. But now I have to calm myself down before getting into bed. So stupid. What can go wrong will go wrong. It's just a cable. Expensive cable, but just a cable. You know why it went wrong. You know what you did. And that's what you're pissed off about. Alright, well, I didn't actually get to sleep until 2, and I woke up a lot, got up at like 10 past 6. And last night, my mind kept trying to send me to go look in the rubbish bin over and over and over again. That I had to keep going over and over about why the reasons why I don't have to, why this. And I realized that I've been engaging my voices even though they're not all communicating the same point, which is a rule of mine. I only listen to the voices when they themselves are not having conflicting views. So now
What I need to do is to push them back to the background and not engage them anymore, not communicate with them. A radio station I can't turn off, basically. That's how I have to treat it. It's just there. It has no effect on what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. It's just a broken car radio. I'm traveling along. I'd rather have some noise than no noise. That's how I gotta do it. The more you engage them, the more it just gets worse when you engage them individually. If you engage them as a collective group, this can be useful. So, I've already been up, I've washed my face, prepared my breakfast. Now, meditation. Then exercise. Then breakfast. Then edit, post, and get to work. Routine. That was not enjoyable, but meditation, it's a myth that it's enjoyable. I mean, I've heard that it gets to an enjoyable point, but I find that very hard to imagine. But I realized that I am getting depressed. That is obvious. But I don't have to get depressed about the fact that I'm getting depressed. That's a choice. So even though doing the meditation makes me realize something pretty shitty, it's a good thing that I know, because if I didn't know and I get depressed, and there are signs that this was coming, I mean, sleeping, getting disturbed, overreacting to things, hypersensitivity. So even though meditation is horrible, it's still advantageous. Exercise. I really cannot be fucked. So I'm just gonna do my stretches. Just the stretches, that's all we have to do. Just the stretches. Well, I did more than my stretches, but I did not do my full routine. Say about 85, 90%, but I'm fatigued and the pain, I can't, as you can tell, I'm having trouble blocking out my mind. So, what was I saying? When you're tired, you rely too heavily on your main muscles, your big muscles. And what I realized in doing my exercise is that I don't have as much control as normal with the little muscles, because I'm not paying enough attention and I'm focusing on getting it just done rather than method. So that leaves me vulnerable to injury. In this case, 85, 90%, more than enough. More than enough. Got a physical day ahead of me anyway. Okay, so AM journal. Our top priority for the day. I do have lots of emails and stuff I need to do, and still have some sorting to be done. I would say retaining my focus would actually be my priority today. Focus. Our starting level of game. Definitely not an A. B. I don't know if I can build on this, to be honest. I'm going to go a C. It's been a while since I had a C. C for can do. I can do it. Probably not going to get any better. We learned from yesterday. I can't remember what we wrote yesterday, but this question is today, because sometimes you realize when you wake up the next day that you learned something else. Heading to depression. Very important when heading to depression. What are we grateful for? Sunshine, comfortable bed, running water, and coffee. Do love coffee a little bit too much. Check Trello. One of my old bosses invited me to dinner, so that will be later today. Another friend is coming around to pick up all my tools that I'm giving to him. But that's all in my calendar. Is there anything extra I need to do? Write a proper to-do list. And I'm going to put that up the top. Edit, post this stuff. And we also need to reply to emails. Yeah, now that feels better. Now I can get further out of my head. I really like this app. Good work, Microsoft. It is now 10 o'clock in the morning. I have edited and done all my office stuff that I needed to do, all my emails that I needed to write, and research that I needed to do in regards to leaving. And I am very aware that my mind is trying to take all of my attention. So it is very difficult to be pushing this into the background. You know, it's one of those things where you focus on something, you try not to focus on something, and you end up focusing on it. So normally what I do is try to hyper-focus on other stuff to naturally let that settle into the background. But because I'm fatigued and out of my rhythms, I'm obviously having trouble focusing. All you can do is keep trying. That's it. Don't be harsh on yourself when you keep failing. Just recognize when you are failing, recognize why you are failing, and then start again. Well, not even start again, just keep trying. You try from that point. You don't have to go back to zero. You just try from that point. So that's where I'm at right now. It's now lunchtime. I skipped morning tea. Not on purpose. I just kind of forgot to stop. Which kind of signifies what happens when you need to push yourself. You miss the obvious stuff. But just going to take a little bit longer for lunch. Give myself a chance to try and regroup. There was something else I wanted to say. I notice that I am really at a very high level of anxiety, just constant. My heart is, and then that's baseline, and it just goes up from there. Just just got to breathe through it and breathe through it. And I think I've just underestimated really how important this space was, and that as I'm pulling it apart, and I'm just not destroying, but I'm taking away something that has brought me a lot of serenity, a lot of peace, you know, and that idea of losing that, or that it's not there, and that every day from here it just gets less and less, and I'm worried in a way, and obviously my mind is playing with this, plays on these fears and plays on these anxieties and these worries, and that's just something you have to keep calibrating for. I mean, this is one of the main things of being unmedicated. It'll never, ever be easy. It'll never, ever be consistent. You will always be adapting. But I don't think that is unusual. I really think that is normal. I think society has created this false illusion that we're somehow meant to be comfortable. I think we should be familiar with being uncomfortable and acknowledge that when we are uncomfortable, that's when we adapt.
I don't know, getting a bit philosophical. I haven't had lunch. I need to also drink. I'm not drinking enough water. Very bad, Fred. I stopped at like 5 o'clock today. And I have been all over the place today. Kind of. Well, no, that's not fair. I was productive in the morning, but progressively got worse. Really hard to hold my focus, and found myself in the middle of doing things and asking myself, why am I doing this way? I'm not even asking myself why. I'm just like, what am I doing? And it wasn't until a friend came over to pick up all the tools that I'm giving him. And yeah, we had to bring everything down. And he's like, okay, yeah, we're going to grab this and we're going to do that. And goes to head off. And like instantly my mind just went like, suck, and went, oh, actually, man, you know, it'll be better if we go this way. And he was like, oh, yeah. Now, this guy is like a military-minded kind of like very systematic dude. And I was really surprised at how quickly that happened. And then over the last 2 hours, I've just been playing over what that kind of was. And it's a simple fact where I haven't been questioning myself all day, or maybe the last couple of days even, really. But today, really, I have not been questioning myself. I have just been doing. And I think that's how I got into the situation where I wasn't aware that I was engaging my thoughts, you know. Always question. It doesn't take long to ask why. And yeah, so I'm consciously trying to bring back in the whys back into my life. But it's yeah, it's interesting, you know, this packing all this up and trying to sell everything or give stuff away, even in the interactions that I have with people on Facebook and on eBay and on, it's just like, what is going on with people? It's so much worse than the last time I was doing this stuff. This is really crazy. And it all just slots in with my paranoia of why I need to get out of cities. I don't see this trait getting any better in the next however many years. You know, this is definitely dissociative behavior. Maybe that's not the right wording because I'm not educated enough, but interesting thinking about. You know, there's nothing wrong with playing with these thoughts as long as you know that they're just thoughts, they're ideas, they're not concrete, nothing. Question. So, I just came back from a nice dinner with one of my CEOs from my last job and another friend of mine. Very nice fine dining vegan restaurant. Very impressive food. I wasn't paying, obviously. Was surprisingly nice. I was really took a lot of energy to keep myself on track. Did a bit of rambling at some points, but I think I did pretty well. I mean, that's kind of the interesting thing, actually, with like both of these guys are intellects. They've both got doctorates, and you know, very tech savvy, data analysis, do people. And I've always said that I might at best be smart, but I can definitely not be classed as intelligent. But it's
really interesting talking with intellects, because they can track your subject change if they're inclined. If they're pompous or arrogant in their intellect, then they will use the fact that you can't hold your train of thought as a reason not to engage with you, in which case. But what does this have to do with routine? Well, you have to have a social life. You can't just be a robot. So people are going to be late. They were both late. Another trait of the intellect. And dining takes time, and talking and blah, 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 whatever. It's now 11. And tomorrow night I have another social engagement which has the potential to go very late. So I am actually not going to set an alarm. I'm pretty sure that I will still wake up at 6 o'clock, but I will give myself a chance to sleep as long as possible, because all day tomorrow there is no chance to have a, well, I mean, I could make a chance really to have a nap, but I don't really nap. So still going to stick with the protocol. I'm about to prepare myself for bed, and that'll be that.